Good morning, guys, from the beautiful Minnesota. Me, Spencer, and Spencer's dad are here at the Northwest Angle on Lake of the Woods. We're going musky fishing today.
What up? Coming at you from Lake of the Woods.
Hey, talk about your new boat.
November, what's today? Today, 3rd?
I think it's 1st.
1st. We're in my new boat. Just picked it up a few days ago. We're gonna try and put a musky in it. And it's cold.
It's cold.
But muskies are biting me, so we hear.
They told me it's going to be even colder than ice fishing, so I am absolutely packed in. Is it colder than ice fishing because of just like the cold wind coming off the water? Yeah. Because what do we got for water temps here?
33.5.
33.5. In the next week, it's not projected to be above freezing at all. So there's almost a half a foot of snow on the ground up here. Winter is coming. Winter's not even coming. Winter's here. So this will all be frozen within the next week, we presume. So this is last chance muskies on Lake of the Woods. Now, I have only musky fished 4 or 5 times in my life, and every single time we were casting. Today we're doing something a bit different, which is trolling. Spencer, what exactly are we doing? What are you looking for?
We are trolling big crankbaits, something similar to this 14-inch jake right here. The reason that we're trolling is we could be casting right now, but with water temperatures at 39, when we left the dock, we saw 33. So what that means is there's a big tulipy and whitefish spawn going on right now. And the reason that we're not casting is because tulipies and whitefish are getting pushed up against these shorelines, and it's just a lot more effective to basically troll by them to imitate that bait impression. Now, we could cast rubber and stuff at points and stuff like that, but this time of year, one, it's freezing, so casting you don't usually last too long just because gear and everything freezes up. And 2, you're just a lot more effective, just the way the bait presents itself in water temperatures, by trolling big baits, trying to imitate that whitefish or tulipy per se. So
we're just trolling these sharp breaks. I mean, look at that. We're like probably not even 50 yards from shore. It's snow covered. It's really pretty. It's really not that cold either. We're like 37, 38 today. It's going to get a lot colder as the days go on, but these are some of the crankbaits we're using. So this is just a jake. That's a jake, right?
Yeah.
So that was a 14-inch jake. There's some big like grandmas in here, but this is a cool bait that I want to show you guys. Now, if you guys have watched my channel, you know Lee by now. He makes his own musky baits, and he gave us some of his premier trolling crankbaits. This is his 10-inch pelagic. It's a big deep diving crankbait that you troll. These things look absolutely, they're just a work of art all the way through. So we got one of these out, a jake, and then a grandma. They all have kind of different actions. So we'll see which one goes off first. And 7 hours later, no muskies. All right, guys, how do I look? 1 out of 10. I think I'm rocking a solid 2, and I'm staying warm. It's day 2 of the Lake of the Woods muskie bender. You guys didn't see anything from yesterday. There were no midday updates because nothing really happened. You southern guys don't really know this life, but we couldn't take the boat out last night because it was gonna get well below freezing, and if we take the boat out and put it back on the trailer, everything's wet and the boat would have frozen to the trailer. So right now we're about to head to the marina that we left it in. We're hoping it's not completely iced in, and we're gonna go from there this morning. First step is to make sure the boat is not frozen in the bay, and then get out and get trolling, because this trolling deal is just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before these big, fat, huge muskies decide to eat. How's the ice situation looking?
Looks good. Looks like this guy's had better days. Today's trip, we're gonna use this guy. Mercury Sun.
Well, she's not totally frozen. There's some skim ice around it, but we should be good. Hey, is that about as bad as you thought it was gonna be?
Ice?
Yeah.
No.
For your reference, this is November 2nd up in Minnesota.
Of course it starts, it's never new. Of course it starts, it's an Evinrude. I'm not sponsored by Evinrude either.
So here's the program we ran yesterday, just 2 rods out on one side, 1 on the other, and we switched spots probably at least like what, 15, 20 times? Like we just troll a stretch and then move. You guys didn't see any of that yesterday because there was no action. So hopefully today they're gonna bite. Weather's gonna be really cold on the GoPro batteries. Hopefully I'll be able to keep that one running. Once the fish bites and we're reeling it in, we get it to the boat, and then I'll be able to switch to the big camera. So this is hopefully gonna capture the strikes.
Fish?
Yeah, that's a fish.
What up, Dad? Yes! I knew they were outside of the beach.
First fish! I'm pretty sure. It hasn't fought. It might be a stick.
Oh, that's a musky down. Choke that thing. Nice work, kid. Come on. Bite.
Not a muskie. First bite, and it's a pike, unfortunately. Look at how this pike ate this thing.
He lunged it.
Just totally canned it. Oh my God. That's Lee's pelagic, and wow, did he want that. All right, let's get him unhooked. You're unhooked, you can go.
Look at how fat he is. Look at his tail. A little stubborn.
Hey, you can go. Hey, gotcha. There he goes. Well, that was a fish.
There's fish in here, that's for sure.
It's 2 o'clock right now.
One more pass through here.
2 o'clock, so we've been fishing for, what, 5 hours today? That's the first fish. Still on the hunt for that first muskie. Is it a pike or muskie? Oh, it's a muskie. There's obviously a bite window. Before I could even put this camera back up, I put my line out and I had another hit.
That bag, Dad. Bag's in the water. Watch the bag. What bag? Oh, the bag of the net. Hit him. Hit him. No. Yeah.
Here we go. Yes!
Nice!
Dude, that was,
musky.
oh my God. That was
Holy
not
musky.
even a minute after putting the rod back in the water. I could not even get the GoPro set back up. I had it in my hand and that fish hit so hard he knocked slack into the line. I was like, oh, that's a fish. Low 40s muskie, first one. Here's our first muskie of the trip. It's like a mid 40s, you say? We're about to measure and then let her go. Spencer said my head's too ugly, so I gotta put a hat on. So here we go. Here's our first muskie of the trip. Let's get her on the board quick. 46 and a half. All right, we're gonna get a picture. We're gonna put her back in the net real quick, get a picture, and let her go. First fish on Lee's pelagic.
The cool part about this fish is we came through this little neck down here, and there's, I don't know if they're crappies or walleyes in the bottom, but there's bait everywhere. I did see like 4 or 5 muskies inside imaging. Chris did catch that pike. More importantly, the bite window opened when the sun came out. So the reason this fish bit was what I think, the sun hasn't been out in like 4 or 5 days. The sun came out for 5 minutes, a pike bit. I said we're going back to the muskie hit, but there's tons of bait in here. It wouldn't surprise me if we do catch another one coming through here because there is so much bait. So we're gonna put this one back. Hopefully this is just a good start for us. Like a 45, what was it, 45?
46 and a half.
46 and a half. Nice. She's ready to go. That was on Lee's pelagic.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee. We did wreck one of Lee's baits earlier this morning. I actually told Chris to take it off because it wasn't producing for us, but then this beautiful girl decided to hit. There she goes. That's awesome.
Good kick.
Nice. So cool.
So the hat was to fix this hair. I got the most brutal haircut I've ever had in my life a couple days ago. So we're gonna keep the angle outpost hat. That's so fitting because we're at the angle.
My hand hurt.
Cold?
Well, it's kind of bloody.
Oh, did he slice you up?
Wipe it off. Get it real dry.
The coolest thing about that fish and musky fishing in general, we've been trolling for 10 hours. We've trolled miles and miles and miles of shorelines. And musky fishing, like any time of year, is just all about the few bite windows. I caught that pike. We put the lines back out. I was switching batteries in my GoPro. It kills me because I've literally been running this entire time. That was the only time I didn't have a camera running. I was holding the rod, messing with the GoPro, and then that fish bit, just boom, a really hard hit, and I lost all contact with the bait. Like my whole line went slack. So I knew immediately it was a good fish. I reeled up tight and it was just dead weight, knew it was a muskie. Gave the rod to Spencer so I could figure out what the hell my GoPro was doing. And then that's what you guys saw there. That's awesome. The bite window is definitely on. We got to get lines back out. All right, we got the lines back out now. I will make sure this damn thing is on.
God, that would have been a great hook if you were holding the rod.
Yeah, that's why I'm holding the rod, because I'm not, like, this is the first time I've ever done this. I don't know the next time I'm going to troll for muskies. They hit the bait so hard, I'd rather hold the rod and feel when they bite. Like that one, I'll remember that bite for a very long time.
Wow, that thing comes up fast.
Fish! Fish!
Fish? Fish?
Yep!
Hooked up again!
It's hooked on this one, careful. That one's hooked on this one. Yes. Right when it was going down, dude!
You just put that bait
What's
back
on the
down,
surface?
didn't you?
Just put it down.
We just, same spot, 15 minutes later, you just put that bait down. Is it a muskie?
Yes, sir.
It is. It's not that small.
That thing hammered it. Here.
It's definitely under 40.
I'm gonna grab the tail, Chris. You wanna hook them?
Yeah.
We'll just show them. You ready?
Yeah.
We're not gonna net this one just because it's not very big. 13-inch grandma. Choked it.
Oh, look at that
Probably
bait.
not the safest thing to do, but we'll get them unhooked here. Just a little one here. It was so weird. My bait was on the surface. I went to pull on it to get it back down, and as this bait was going back down, obviously this one was higher in the water column and came up and just choked it. I'd say it's probably like a 32, 33 incher, maybe bigger, but not a big one.
That fish ate a 13-inch crankbait. I'll show you Lee's in a second here, but it's fall. These fish know winter's coming fast. I mean, the water temp's 38, there's snow everywhere.
Okay.
They're getting as much food as possible right now.
One nice thing about not having him in the net is you can see how healthy this fish is. Absolutely zero stress on the tail, zero stress anywhere on the fish. I'm just kind of holding him here. He's ready to go. But kind of cool not having him in a net. You don't really, you don't hurt their tail. More importantly, we can get back in this hole as fast as we can. It is a major right now. I think it's like almost probably 2 o'clock.
Hey Spencer, what's a major? Because I didn't even know what that means.
We'll get into that later. We need to get back in there.
We're back at the cabin now. Spencer, you warm yet? He's warm. We got the bacon frying. We're gonna make some burgers, potatoes. Wow, that ISO's high. This is what you do when you wear as much layers as we do. You put everything here in front of the fire to make sure it's dried. I got all my bibs and clothes. Everything's just hung up, making sure it's dry for tomorrow. The fishing's been tough to say the least. Spencer, how many did you not expect, but hope for a day?
I mean, like at least like 3 to 5 rips a day, I suppose. But we just haven't had it yet. I mean, I'm just trolling stuff that obviously I've trolled over the years, and really isn't producing. Some of the current stuff is good, but not like crazy good. All our fish have actually come out of current. What I mean by current is Lake of the Woods is obviously a flowing lake, so Lake of the Woods flows north. Neck down pinch point areas where the water is forced to come through an area, obviously in turn is going to create current. What does current do? Current creates warmer water for one, and it attracts bait. And the reason the muskies are there is because of the bait. But not only does it attract bait, which is Cisco's Tullabee's whitefish, it's also going to attract like walleyes and crappies, which muskies do feed on. So the current's been okay. The shorelines and points and stuff where crappies are normally hasn't given us a rip yet at all. So I'm talking with my buddies. It's not like we're doing anything like not out of this world. Like my buddy had one yesterday. He only had 2 today as well. So it's like we're not that far off. But this could literally fire any day. So tomorrow, snowstorm's coming. Water temperatures are right there, like 39 to 40. Usually for this bite to happen, it's like that magical 38, 39, 40 degree temp. Tomorrow with some snow coming in, it could open up a big bite window and things could get nuts. So
It's almost like you know what you're doing. The reason you come up here is because the muskies, they feed on the tullabee that are spawning this time of year. And this is easily the best time of year to get into numbers of big muskie,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like by far, the reason we come up here is to have a good day of catching even 10 plus muskies and having a good shot of one or multiple being over 50 inches, right? Like, that's not an exaggeration. I've never done it before, but from everything I've gathered, from everything I've gathered, that's what you come up here for. So we haven't had it yet. The last 2 days have been kind of a struggle. We've caught one nice fish, and then those little dinkies in the pike, which was -1. So we're really sitting at one fish. We're sitting at the 46 incher. Yeah, but like he said, big weather change tomorrow, a lot of snow, so I'm hoping that's going to change our fortunes around. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully the next one we get into that big pot of gold of muskies that we're hoping for.